Do you remember what we did last month? Last month we spoke about safe spaces and the idea of safe spaces and the fact that they do not exist. I'm gonna link the video up here somewhere, but I just would like you to go back really and just listen to that and give me more feedback and let me know what you think. I am super grateful for the feedbacks I've got so far and people just sharing the video, and it's just been amazing and incredible. But let's get to this month's edition. Hey everyone, welcome to Distinguished Diva. This is Adeola Naomi with the March edition of Life According to an Nigerian Greek Woman. It's gonna be quick, it's gonna be fast, it's gonna be honest, it's gonna be brutal, it's gonna come for your soul the way it will come for my soul. Okay, so let's get into it. What I wanted to talk about is PTSD and the things they don't tell you about post-stress traumatic disorder. And of course, that coming from my experience and from my personal experience and from my personal story, right? So one of the things that people don't realize about people who seem very happy and very like, you know, like you're just living the best, you're living your best life basically, especially with the curative effect of Instagram and social media as a whole. Like I feel like I personally share a lot of my journey on social media and I am very honest and brutal most of the time, but apparently I just realized that a lot of people put me on such a pedestal that does not exist in my head or even alone, because they might not know what is going on behind closed doors, I guess. So I was like, yeah, it's time. I feel like I needed also to embrace all of this, like this winter, to just see and hope for the best, and then try to see if I'm ready to share, which I feel like I am today. I just wanted to read and to just tell people that you have to understand that everybody has a chapter in their life that they do not read out loud, and everybody has something going on for them that they're not necessarily proud about it. I guess it's not even about pride, it's more about they're not ready to share. I guess in my case is that I wasn't ready to share, and I felt like I moved to Birmingham the spring, the autumn, yeah, and it's just been a harsh journey on a mental part. Like mentally it's been exhausting, mentally it's been draining, and there has been a lot of like things. I'm doing my master's, so I'm focusing on topics that are very difficult. I'm focusing on violence against women, and it's just very hard, and it's just been it's been taking a toll, if I say that, on my mental health. And just that I'm currently, of course, doing something about that. I've been doing something about that the whole time, and I just felt like Black people and Black women, especially Black women like myself, who are in academia or who are just in school or just living their life, whatever it is that they're doing, do not get the chance to feel all of that, to be vulnerable. I feel like I got a message yesterday from someone telling me that I am the perfect, what is it called? I am the perfect personification of empowerment, of beauty, pride, and greatness. And I'm just like, wow. Like, of course that was a compliment and I was very happy and I was like, thank you. But I just realized that people don't really know what's going on behind closed doors. And I just like, well, if you only knew that for the entire month of March, of most of it at least, January, February, December, I was going through a harsh time. I was having severe depression. I was having mad anxiety. Like my anxiety could nearly almost like kind of kill me, but it didn't. And I'm grateful for God that I'm here, and I'm grateful for people that have been my rock, and I'm grateful for people that have always been there for me, like my system. I have a very strong supportive system, and I just feel like a lot of people reach out to me, and really, I'm glad. Like, I really love that. I took a break from Instagram for the whole month of March because I needed to be away from all of that visual stimulation and overstimulation, and people don't understand how tolling and hard that can be on someone who loves art and visual art, and just like someone who just loves social media, and we don't even get to critique social media appropriately. And yeah, so when I spoke to I'm doing, so basically at this moment I am doing cognitive behavioral therapy, and I'm just chilling and trying to take things slow and saying no a lot to things that I know that I'll probably say yes to as a perfectionist, as someone who like taking a lot on their plate. I always promise myself, like, I'll take care of myself. I preach self-care, I do self-care, but I realized that that is actually not working. And then I went to a talk with Patricia Conkeler, who is one of the co-founders of the Black Lives Matter movement, and she said something that really resonates with me, that self-care is not the conversation that we should be having, that we should be having conversation on collective care, community care. And that was like, hit my soul, because that's what's been pushing me through this winter, right? Like, it's supposed to be spring now, but it's still winter here in the UK. And I just felt like realizing that without my community, without my friends, without beautiful women who are my sisters, Sasha, massive thank you, Danielle, massive thank you. I just needed to say their name because these women do exist and they've done massive greatness in my life. Salem, massive thank you. My family, my sisters, massive thank you. They have been there for me in things that, I don't know, I just feel like there has been a harsh time. Like, I am such a happy person. I want to be there for everyone. Everybody needs to be taken care of but myself. But I also take care of myself. And I have these people, like my mom always telling me, like, you need to take a break. My dad is like, you need to relax. You need to stop doing the most. And I do the most because those are one of my flaws. Like, I like doing the most. I am a perfectionist, which we will talk about. Perfectionism kills dream. Perfectionism kills a lot of things in our life. I like building. I am deliberately diligent when I'm doing something, but sometimes I just realize that when your mental health suffers, you need to take a chill pill and relax. And I know that it's not even possible or easy for people to take that chill pill, as we call it, but there just have to be someone that does that for you and remind you to do that. And I not does that for you in terms of taking away the responsibility, but there needs to be a collective of a community. You need people in your life and tools in your life. So cognitive behavioral therapy has been a massive way, because that gives you the tools that you need. Like, counseling is amazing, and I think if there is a Black person out there that have bought into the lie of saying Black people don't need therapy, please take care of yourself. You do need therapy, and your melanin does not take away from you going to therapy, and your melanin is not a substitute for your therapy. I just feel like this is such a conversation that needs to be had today. I know that my thoughts are all over the place, and I think I'm just saying things that are just might sound just a blub to you, but coming from such a topic, I don't know how to approach it, but I just wanted to say, like, I just feel like someone needed to hear that it's okay to be not okay. It's okay to not be okay. It's okay to see people fall out of your life. It's okay to also see people come into your life. And when people see me in pictures and on Instagram, like, I see people putting me on their mood board, people saying I inspired them, people sending me messages and saying thank you, and I'm like, yes, thank you, this is amazing. Like, it's not for my validation, but I really enjoy that my work is reaching people's art. But I also know that my responsibility is to be brutal honest with people and tell them that I might look like I'm having the best time of my life, which I am, but depression and anxiety does not escape me. Like, I'm not immune to all of that. I'm not immune, especially in the season, or like coming from a Mediterranean culture and a very Southern European background. miss the sun. Like I literally this winter I got the happy light. I did a lot of therapy and cognitive behavioral therapy. I got overwhelmed with uni. I needed to push myself. Like I did push myself. Of course, uni was a massive chunk of my chest, and then when I got to a therapist that actually did a new diagnostic test on me, and she's like, damn, how are you here? Like, why are you here? Like I lost weight. I just feel like I didn't have any motivation. Like I worked, but it was me pushing. Like it wasn't because I was motivated. It was just like I'm headstrong, stubborn. So I did all of that. But what I wanted to just for you to take away is all of the feelings and all of the, you know, like having anxiety, it's just like you want to do something, but you're also afraid to do something. Having all of that with depression is just like, I want to do something, I'm afraid to do something, I can't do anything because my body does not want me to do anything, or my mind is just playing games. And I thank God, because I believe in the power of prayer, and I believe that God is really on my side. Like the universe is really playing games with me, good games, and the universe is really coming through, and the ancestors are really coming through for me. Like I have the best time in terms of having support, and I realize that we need to emphasize on community, collective wellness and well-being and well-care, and just taking care of our people. Like I realize that there are people in my life that I can't reach out to at this stage because they won't get it, and I realize that there are people in my life that will get it and will be there for me. And that was just an amazing journey, an amazing time to just know, like I knew what to do and where to go to, and I was very lucky and privileged and blessed and abundantly blessed. I'm blessed. I'm just like, this is why we need to forget talking about self-care. Like self-care is great, you take care of yourself, but how much more can you do? Like I am a person who practices yoga, meditation daily. Even on my worst days, I will do a meditation session. Even on my worst day, I will get on my yoga mat. But still, that is never enough. Like unless, of course, I don't know who you are, superwoman, I don't care, but unless you have a community of people that make you wake up in the morning and realize that I can do this, and people who give you a call, who touch base with you, that is what we need, and that's what we need to start talking about. It's great that everybody's talking about self-care, and it's becoming a fad, and everybody's making money out of it, and it's becoming a capitalist industry. Don't get me wrong, I love self-care. I have tools that I use for myself. Like this, I've been focusing a lot on affirmation, crystal work. This is like my favorite tool, crystal, at the moment. I'm wearing one also. I'm wearing a clear quartz, and this is another clear quartz, which is the amplifier stone, and rose quartz, which is the love stone. It's the unconditional love stone. It's my favorite stone. I use that for meditation. I use both of the three of them for meditation. I have a lot of other, my collection of crystals is massive, so I'm gonna do videos on crystal, but I'm just saying that these have been the things that just keep me like, say, I can do it. Even though I don't feel well right now, even though I feel overwhelmed right now, I know and I'm proud and I'm sure that I can do this, and I'm proud and I know that I will succeed, and I'll wake up and I'll write that piece and I'll do that thing. And I feel like I just needed to share that, you know? And yes, let me know how you take care of yourself in a community, and your community or your support system. Do you have a support system? Do you think self-care or community care? I am blessed because I didn't know how to put a word to it until Patrice said, you know what, I don't have self-care, but I have community care. Like I have my family, my brothers and my sister. And I was like, that's what I had this winter. And I realized that, yeah, even though I keep pushing through, it's because of the people in my life that made me push through. And it's great when people see you and say you're great and you do this and you do that. It's amazing. All of this is amazing. But remember also to reach out to those people who look like they're doing great in their life, especially that your friend that's super happy and always posting happy pictures and inspirational things that inspire you. It's probably because she's going through something, and that message also speaks to her. So it will be a good thing. Like I was doing this day X of 360, and it's because most of the things I wrote are things that actually spoke to me. Like there are days I wouldn't want to stand up and I would write that it is okay to not be okay. 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 And that gave me light and life to stand up and be like, thank you, Lord. I'm just going to do that I was supposed to do. So I think that's all I wanted to share, just to say that just because you're Black woman does not mean that you shouldn't speak freely of what's going on in your mental health and what's going on in your, I mean, having a perfect sound mental health is amazing. Mental illness are not something to be ashamed of, on the other hand, and your traumas are not something to be ashamed of. What I had was apparently secondary degree post-traumatic disorder, because I was feeling other people's feelings. So I was like feeling having regressions, like panic attack for other people's experiences that they've shared with me. And I was just like, but I've never been in an abusive relationship, so why am I feeling all this? Or like I read a piece about a woman being killed by her partner, for example, and my body just got numb. And I was like, I've never been in any abusive relationship, whether that's in a partnership or with family. So why am I feeling all of this? But because I work with people who have been through all of this and they've shared all that experiences with me in my close circles of work, then I know about those experiences. You see what I mean? So that my doctor's like, yeah, it's very rare, but it also happens a lot, and it's overwhelming because you can't really be treated for it, but you need to just manage it, and you need to just like push through, which that's what I'm doing, pushing through. So let's all push through, and let's all just remember to call our people, remember to text your friends, remember to ask that friend who have amazing visuals on Instagram, like, how's she doing? Of course, Instagram is bae, so I'll be coming back to Instagram in April after this fast is over, and I check in with my therapist, and she said, yeah, that's cool. Love you all. Bye. And let's see each other next month in Life According to an Nigerian Greek Woman, April.